What's up? What's up? We are back. We are back with another episode of the Prize Fight Podcast. As usual, we are here to talk about all things. Hopefully, that you're not struggling in life, but maybe we have, and we just want to share, maybe make it a little easier on you. So, we decided today we were going to talk about passion. And so, Spencer, what's something you're passionate about?
Oh, coffee.
Oh, there you go. Like a
Well,
specific or coffee general? Like you have
I
a
am a coffee snob. If it doesn't come
oh,
from Starbucks, I don't like
that's
it.
what
Automatically, I will judge a book by its cover. If it's not in the Starbucks cup, I'm not gonna do it.
So you're not one of these artisan. I have to go to the hole in the wall. It has to be just drift right, and you know,
No,
you're
yeah, I
you're
don't do
the
the
you're the
smoke
manufacturer
dip.
guy. You just got your company that you
I
like.
just need it. I'm not a hipster. I don't wear skinny jeans. I don't have to have the pour overs and the slow drips. That's not for me. That's not for me.
What's your go-to? What's your go-to drink? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
speaking of.
so probably about 6 to 7 times a weekend, I'll get a venti cold brew with either soy milk or almond milk and a few pumps of vanilla to kind of add a little bit.
No wonder you're high strung. Seven, seven, dang.
Yeah, probably 3 times a day. 3 times a
Oh my
day.
goodness.
During the weekdays, during the workday, 2 times a day,
Whew.
and then sometimes I'll stop by and grab a shot on the way home,
There you go.
just to kick me on to get me through to 9 o'clock, and then it's nap time, bedtime, and yeah,
Wow.
that's odd. Yeah,
You have a shot to keep you up only till 9. That's wild.
yeah, yeah. So I guess that's something I'm passionate about.
There you
Yeah,
go, man. I wouldn't.
yeah.
I don't think I go that far with my. Well, I don't drink much coffee at all. I drink some. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I got on the. I don't know. I like the smell and occasionally the taste. I have a hard time getting over the taste.
oh,
Oh.
yeah. Well, black coffee, you know, 5:45 in the morning. That's the best thing in
But
the world.
but I don't know. Like I know we've talked briefly about your past, but like my wife, she likes coffee, but she also like she smoked for a long time prior to
Yeah,
us together. So she loves those. I mean, she just likes that burnt. And
jet fuel.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, basically. So I mean, I guess
So
that's
when
a prefer acquired taste too. So
yeah, so when I very first started out on my sobriety, I I would go to the coffee shop one to meet other people that were part of the groups and everything like that. But I would try light roast, medium roast, dark
yep,
roast. Excuse me. And for the first couple years, if it didn't taste like jet fuel, I didn't want to have anything to do with it.
yeah,
I didn't. I wanted that umph, like
yeah,
it just punches you in the
yeah,
face, right?
yeah,
But as I learned to where the light roast and those breakfast blends,
yeah,
the light roast have the more caffeine in them,
yeah,
and they are smooth, like they're smooth.
yeah,
Some of them are.
yeah,
I've gone light roast. So your blonde roast
yeah,
from
yeah.
Starbucks, the Veranda blend. Yeah, that's good stuff in the morning. I
Good.
It's tough to beat. Yeah, yeah.
Mm, great.
I can ramble on about it and bore everybody
Oh,
here,
that's
but
fine.
you know.
Hey, man. That's why we're having this show. We're talking about passion.
I'm
That's one of
probably
the
not where we were going with passion, but that's
no.
I'm a
I mean,
little
I think
nerd
I think
about
that's
that.
a good segue into like basically what I want to talk about is like I think that there is a good fine line of like the pros and cons of having passion and what we're passionate about, and like that's what I wanted to kind of talk about. Like what are pros and cons of having passion, and how can it benefit you in the long run? Because I think all of us have something that we're very passionate about. Now,
Mhm.
in culture and all of those things and trying to like you said you were doing some of those things that kind of connect, like sometimes I think passion can be seen or be negative in some lights,
Mhm.
and I think we're seeing that a lot. I think that some of the things that people choose to be passionate about hinder like relationships and hinder connectivity to one another. And so, that's what I really just wanted to get to today, just kind of talking about those things. So, I mean, for you, as you list, I know coffee obviously is one of those things, but as we list the things that you're passionate about, like what is something that you feel like is super positive about being passionate about something?
I think looking at it in a deeper level instead of just coffee. I guess as we try to learn to lead people,
Yeah.
are we passionate about that? Are we passionate about bringing others up? Are we passionate about helping others? Are we passionate about serving others? Whether that be teammates or your target population of whatever capacity you work in your professional life. Um, I feel like passion can kind of, when I'm looking at it in a work or job professional way, um, we can look at passion as, are we passionate about it, or are we just, or is it just a habit that we have? And so when looking at passion, am I passionate about it? Something, um, I feel like, and this is more of a work. Has this subject changed me?
Yeah.
Will it change others? Um, and if so, is that something that I can be passionate about? Right. So it's kind of looking at it at the business level when we're trying to lead people.
Yeah.
Um, that's kind of what comes to mind is being passionate about helping others, being responsible to them to help them learn, help them grow,
Yeah.
and kind of be a facilitator about that. And I feel like, as a leader, being a passionate about growing your team, growing the culture, growing whatever you're up to. Um, it's about coming off the mountain
Yeah.
as the leader, coming off the mountain, and really leading with and not at.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I feel like that we sometimes somebody who shouts from the mountaintop is not a leader. It's a boss,
Yeah.
right? And anybody can be a boss,
Yeah.
but that's not the goal. Or to me, and growing through my career, my goal is not to be a boss.
Yeah.
My goal is to be a leader, and I don't have to have a huge title to be passionate about something to help lead the team.
Yeah.
I can influence the team through passion
Yeah.
in if I was in an entry level, if I was at a mid level, or if I was at the highest. If you're truly passionate about serving others and teaching others, and helping them grow, then you can lead at any level.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something that I'm trying to. I feel like I'm passionate about helping and serving. However, I feel like that's something that I'm constantly trying to learn to become better at.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that even comes anywhere of answering that
No, and
question.
I think when you're passionate about it, you grow in the sense of what fuels that passion. I think that you're always at a place where you're growing and leading in a way that teaches you how to better suit whatever the passion may be. I mean, like what I hear you saying too is, what I was thinking as you were talking was more anything that I think passion can lead to being feeling filled or drained. And so most of the times we hope that the passion will always be a place of feeling that we're filled up. We're overflowing all the time and just kind of pouring out on that. Now, can passion be draining? Absolutely, it can be that way too. But I think that we never leave that place feeling like, oh, this is such a burden. We want it to continue to grow in that, and I think that's where the bucket starts being even more filled. Is that maybe there are parts of the passion of, like you were saying, like leading or something, that it feels draining at first, but once you learn and grow in it, it starts filling the bucket and it feels more fulfilling, instead of draining, because you're so passionate about learning how to grow in that. And like you said, if you're coming in from an entry point level, I mean, yeah, you're going to be miles apart from where you want to be as far as that leadership position. You got to learn how to work through that in order to lead well, and it changes with there's circumstances and positions, and like as you maybe move on to a different position, like that leadership style and who you're leading is different.
Mhm.
I think even at that, hopefully you're passionate as you move up the ladder, like you're saying from a business standpoint, but even from a place of leading people, like you can't, like you said, you were saying don't lead just from up at the mountain, which means you got to come down to understand where people are so that you can lead well. And
Yeah, it doesn't come from. I think leading people on and being passionate about something. Passion doesn't come from vision.
yeah,
It just doesn't. It doesn't. We can throw a quote on the office wall, and that's our culture and that's our vision. But
so
that doesn't grow. That doesn't. It just doesn't work like
so do
that.
you think that proper I think that vision can come from passion, but do you always think that it's vision's a funny thing because I think vision is so important, but I think some people can be so overzealous that there's not good parameters around the vision. So, I mean, do you think you always have to have proper? Do you think passion will always drive that vision, or do you think that there has to be other things put in place so that the vision is, I guess, caught by everybody? Because I don't think passion can always be caught by everybody. I think
No,
vision, well, not even vision, but I think vision, because of how we're wired, that's a little bit more easy to catch on than passion.
I think vision's broad. I think vision is it's imperative. Yes, we have to have that vision if we're going with the team
Yeah,
aspect of this um, and work. Vision is imperative. We do have to have vision. We do have to know where we are headed
yeah,
and what is expected of us. We have to have that vision. But pure vision is not going to ignite the team and the people
yeah,
in order to accomplish that vision. As leaders, we have to have that passion
yeah,
to lead all the others and get everybody fired up
yeah,
in order to accomplish the vision.
yeah.
So I I don't know if that answered it, but
But
I
could you
feel like
be? I guess
passion.
my thing is, I don't know if you've ever worked with somebody, people like this, but I can have somebody come in, and I can give them a vision, and they're so task oriented that they can get that
Yeah.
vision, but not necessarily. So, for instance, I mean, uh, being, and I wouldn't say you have to live in Lubbock for this, but most people in Lubbock are loyal to Texas Tech.
Mhm.
Um, but they might not be passionate like I am about Texas Tech. I'm gonna meet people that actually despise Texas Tech. They work at Walmart and wear the UT shirts, and, and so they're not gonna be loyal, to that. So I have a passion, and so I think it can go both ways. But I don't think, like I said, I think somebody can follow through with vision,
hmm
not passionate. But I don't know always if you can get somebody as passionate about. I mean, I've worked in church for 23 years, and I've seen some people that can get the task done, but they cannot get passionate about serving people properly.
Right.
So
So vision. So vision cannot ignite growth.
yeah,
Okay. So
that's
it
true.
can't.
Yeah,
It can't. Can we check it off the list?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. But passion is going to be the only way that growth is facilitated,
yeah,
in my opinion. And what I've witnessed in my professional career, passion is the only thing that's going to really facilitate growth,
okay,
not vision. Vision. We can all check. We can go in tomorrow and just check the boxes
yeah,
and we had a good day. Were we productive or were we busy?
yeah.
Two different things, right?
So
Um,
so for the highest success, do you think you need both though? For both, you see. Okay, all right.
yes, I feel like you have to be passionate about the vision in order to
Yeah,
be successful in whatever that is.
yeah,
If the vision is to win the Super Bowl, then you better be passionate because if you're not going to want to get up and when
yeah,
it's cold, you're not going to get up when you didn't sleep well the last night. You're not going to want to get up because um, uh, maybe you don't like your team members or they're
yeah,
not holding their end of the deal up. But if you're passionate about it, you're going to get up and you're going to go into the office or going into the field or go into the weight room or go into the gym, no matter what, because that passion's going to drive you.
Okay, so you're talking about inspiring people through your passion. So I'm coming in. I'm coming in. I'm having a meeting with you at Starbucks, and you are getting your go-to drink, and I come in there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not a fan of coffee at all. So for me, how would you inspire, so to speak, that passion to be fired up for your specific drink? I know this is just introductory stuff.
If you don't like coffee, I'm going to be like, that's great. They got lemonade, they got
I know, I
tea,
know,
hot tea,
I know,
cold
but
tea,
I'm saying you're
water.
you're trying to get me passionate for your venti little vanilla, whatever you drink kind of thing. So, and I'm coming in like I don't know. I'm not. I'm on the fence. It's okay. I mean, I'm glad you like it,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I understand that, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with you not being as passionate as I am,
yeah,
right? And I can take this one. I can take it a different way too,
yeah.
but we'll stay on this one. Um, I feel like you have great potential.
You're almost there. You're almost there. Yeah,
You have great potential. You're almost there. Yeah,
yeah.
maybe I'd start sugarcoating it with the word
So I
potential.
guess that brings another question to me. Do you think that it's most passion is self-proclaimed, and what I mean by that is like we're gonna take specific preferences and make them passion. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't know. I mean, but off air a while ago we were talking about soccer, and for me, didn't grow up soccer. I could not give you a clue about anything about soccer.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. I'm indifferent. Like I just don't have
yeah,
you know, and so I guess my thing is like for you, not saying you're uber like passionate now about it, but you've had
mhm,
a background in it. You know more about it. You could teach kids or whoever
mhm,
about
yeah.
the basics of that. And so, is that a preference of something that, hey, I became passionate about it because it was something I preferred, something I don't know, like it's like I'm gonna get stoned for this. I'm not really a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Yeah,
I'm indifferent, but
yeah.
I mean, and I
There's
grew
so
up.
much in this right now. There's so much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Only because I believe you shouldn't be a fan of anything.
Okay, so well, explain that. Let's unpack that a little bit. What do you mean
And
though?
then
I'm
we'll
just
go
asking.
back. Then we'll go back to the next question.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I've told my nieces, my nephews, everybody at work. I don't. Me personally, I
yeah.
don't feel like you should be a fan. Period.
Okay,
Period. And let me explain. I
yeah,
feel like is it okay to root for X, Y, and Z? Sure, of course it is.
yeah,
Of course it is. But and I'll echo some of what you're saying, especially in the Lubbock area.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
There are some Dallas Cowboy fans. They are
yeah,
fanatics, right? And I feel like this is where I um, developed this hypothesis of you should be a fan of
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
I feel like if a certain team, sporting event, whatever you want to throw in there, causes you has control to alter and change your moods, that's wrong to
You
me.
telling me
Right,
it's
because
wrong?
I've been around those Dallas Cowboy fans that come in on Monday, and of
Yeah,
course they've lost. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Okay, maybe next year, as always. People have been
always
saying maybe
next year.
next year since like the
Always next
'90s,
year.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's always next year. All right, horrible team. Like, sorry, horrible team. But they're driven and they're so worked up and they have anxiety or they're down. And I've asked some of these nurses like, what's wrong with you today? Oh, my Cowboys lost. I'm like, oh my God, you're
yeah,
40.
yeah,
Like, shut up and let's go. Like, are you kidding me? You're allowing a football team
yeah,
500 miles away
yeah,
or wherever, doesn't matter, control how you feel and how you act towards people, how you present yourself the next day at work or whatever.
yeah,
I just don't feel like we should be fans.
yeah. But I think that's deep to me. That's deeper rooted. Like, again, we can bring this back to passion. it you have people that are so passionate but don't know how to funnel that into healthy passion. For instance, I I said I'm a diehard. I am Texas Tech, but a lot of that has to do with one. I paid that school way too money not to root for them and be for them,
Truth. Truth.
So like even when it's like this basketball season is not going the way that we'd hoped, I'm not like I'm looking at it from a perspective of I am not a D1 coach. I haven't, but I've watched enough basketball that I'm like, why is this not like for me? I'm questioning like, why is this not happening? Like, I can see things that I'm not understanding, you know, and so, but again, like I'm still when people go, what's wrong with them? Why are they not? I'm like, well, you got to take all these things in consideration, and I'm looking
Mhm.
on the side of it. Even if we're having, if we will probably end up having a losing season for the first time in 5 years.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's a lot of things that went into that. But I'm not here like losing my mind and if and again, if I feel like I'm going to get upset much like yesterday, I turn I turn it off. I'm just like, "You know what? This
Did they
doesn't."
lose yesterday?
Oh yeah, they got murdered.
Oh
Uh but but
no.
but
No.
again, like it's one of those things where I'm like with you, like I don't want it to affect me so much I can't function. I'm very passionate about it, but I'm also from a place of how can I channel? For instance, I think this is the passion thing that we have got as parents and as adults we have to work through is that you have so many adults right now, and I might get canceled for this or whatever if anybody in my town listens to this. We have so many adults trying to still live the passion of what they didn't succeed in as a kid.
Mhm.
And don't put that pressure on your child. They don't need
Yeah.
that. They're 7, 8, 9, 11, whatever. And
Yeah. Yeah.
just because you didn't score the winning touchdown in the last football game that you played doesn't mean that you put that amount of pressure on your child to do the same because they might not be wired at all for that. My son is 7, and we've put him in everything, and he enjoys it, and it has some natural athletic ability, but he can turn it on and off when he wants to, and he may not care at all. And
Which is great. Yeah, which is
and
great.
that's
And
fine.
I feel like kind of going back to what you said earlier before we started dogging the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like how we become passionate about things is we try things out, right? I can be passionate about playing basketball,
Yeah.
but look at me. I'm not a basketball
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, I'm
I can
five
be
eight.
so
I'm five
passionate
eight.
about,
I'm
you
five
know,
eight. That wasn't gonna happen.
yeah, I can't dunk, I can't jump, I can't shoot, but I'm passionate about it. Yeah, but that's not what God made you for.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we find our passion through, I want to say failing, but we find our passion through going through different experiences and
Yeah.
figuring out what we are and what we aren't good at.
Yeah.
And I feel like going through enough of it, we will determine what is on our heart, what
Yeah.
God has kind of made us good at, and I feel like that's how we can channel that passion to um, move that agenda forward and or to learn and become better in that section or that capacity of what
Yeah.
we're learning. So
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that's how I figure out, or how that's what, or how we can decide of how we're going, what we're going to be
Yeah.
passionate about. Sorry.
Yeah.
The funny thing is coffee. Yeah, yeah, I'm passionate about coffee. I love coffee. I like
Yeah.
coffee. But am I standing at the corner of the Loop in 82nd, with
Yeah.
the cardboard
Yeah.
sign saying you must drink coffee or you're going to go to hell?
Yeah.
That's no, no. It's just something I like,
Yeah.
right? And so people might use it. Well, I'm passionate about it. That might be thrown around loosely.
Yeah.
Are you
Well,
okay?
yeah, and like you're saying, you funneled that. Like, I mean, you were using that example, basketball. I'm very passionate about just basketball in general.
Mhm.
And again, I'm 41, 5'8". Like this body is not made to play. Like
Yes,
made
LeBron.
good on a yeah. So you say I'm not LeBron. I don't have a trainer training me to get ready for the season every year for the last 20
Yeah.
years. Now, can I get up and down the court? Can I shoot? Yeah, I've still got a little bit left in me, but I've got to learn. You know what? I want to channel that to help others learn how to play well. And if they do, like you said, if they enjoy it, then they can further that along the line. I'm just like entry level, taking the littlest ones and going, hey, let's learn some basic skills so that we can continue to add on to that as we go. But that's where I've channeled my passion for that and love for basketball to go, okay, how can I use this? And I think ultimately that's where you started this whole conversation is how can I use what I'm passionate about to hopefully help others with it instead of it just being my preference and shouting it from the rooftops and probably making a lot of people not offended, but like they're like, why are you? I don't care. Like I don't care if you even like this thing, or like. But how can
Mhm.
things that you do that you are passionate about to not just benefit yourself but help others do the same? I
I
think
think it goes back to what you were asking earlier is the vision. Going back
yeah,
to vision, I feel like in order to help facilitate and grow other people, that again, having that vision and vision without passion
yeah,
is you're not going to go anywhere. And so, if we are trying to lead or trying to coach, whatever professional or little league, high school, whatever,
yeah,
uh, D1 or professional, I feel like every team has that vision, and I feel like all the team members must have that passion in order to move forward and to grow.
yeah,
And if somebody doesn't have it, then they don't have it. And in the professional world, that's when you let them go,
yeah,
right? You try to coach them, but it usually doesn't work, and so you let them go. And then in sports, that's when they get cut.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So it,
think. I mean, and I think that. I mean, it's exactly what you said. I think you have to be passion. You have to be passionate about whatever. But vision to me is guided passion. I mean, you have to have this compass, I guess, a navigation system in order to really funnel what is it all what are you going to do with this that is beneficial? Because like you said, you were talking about Cowboys. I mean, that kind of passion is uncontrolled. It's like chaos.
Mhm.
There's no rhyme or reason for it. Um,
Mhm.
you can again, you can love football all you want to, but
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
it alters and controls how you will respond the rest of your day, week, whatever, for for football season for 8 months or whatever. Like I mean, that should not affect you that bad. And that I mean, like I had this conversation with my 7-year-old. Is he? You can see that he gets fired up and he's competitive, but he thinks I'm supposed to be perfect every single solitary time, and he got
Mhm.
mad that he wasn't making every shot every time. And I said, the best of the best have to work on this, and it would make him so mad. And then I
Mhm.
think he finally got it, and he's like, "Okay, I can't let this." And I said, "This will never affect where you live, who you are, the people that love you. That if you miss every single shot, it's not going to change that I love you.
Mhm. Mhm.
You're out here playing a game that
Mhm.
at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
day is not going to affect you,
Yeah.
or you're going to get so caught up in it that every missed shot like kills your identity.
Mhm.
And just like that, yeah. If Dak doesn't throw a touchdown in a game to win the game, like does that really change your entire life? Unless I
Yeah.
guess unless you're betting on the game, but I mean,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like that doesn't affect us. It's a game, and this is speaking from somebody that really I love sports, but that's
Mhm.
not why I love them. Yeah, you want your team to win, but not on the cusp of you losing your mind. And
Yeah. Kicking
so,
the dog or throwing the
yeah,
remote through the TV or through the window.
yeah, yeah,
I do think it's cool that your son gets upset, or I don't know if this is the right words. or wants to make every shot because I
Yeah.
feel like he's passionate about it,
Yeah.
right? Which is why
Yeah.
he gets frustrated.
Yeah.
And I think having him in that team atmosphere, passion is contagious. And I feel like that really helps drive the team and grow the team towards that vision. And I feel like if one individual can get fired up,
Yeah.
I truly think it's contagious.
But it's like what you said. I gotta be the person that guides that. I've got to,
Of course.
as the coach. Well, his dad, but also his
Yeah, the
coach.
lead.
So,
Yeah, you lead.
hey,
Yeah.
I've got to, and just like with all the other ones, like I have, on the very very big spectrum. I have him who is uber competitive and gets fired up like that and gets mad and all that stuff. And then I have kids that
Yeah.
they could care they don't even
Yeah.
know we're playing basketball. And so I got to bring all of that together and go, okay, like we need to guide all of this to meet in the middle so that we all function as a team, we all work together, we all learn something, all of those things. And so I mean, it's like you said, I think you got to have both. You got to have vision and a passion for it. And but it's like what you said also is that I have a bunch of these kids that maybe next year they choose not to play. This wasn't their thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully they enjoyed it. I have kids that come up to me and ask this year if they were going to be on my team because they just enjoyed playing. Now were they great? Probably not, and not all of them. But they enjoyed it enough that most of them are playing this year. So I mean that says something, but that might not be their thing. Over
Yeah.
time, it might not be the thing that they're doing. So, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head about you have to try out multiple things to figure out that in your own
We do.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like there are those one-offs to where somebody at a young age, if something's put on their heart and they become passionate about it at a young age, they'll become successful a little faster than the ones that took a few things, had to have a bunch of trials before we
Yeah.
figured out what we're really truly passionate about in order to help others and become successful in leading them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean even at this stage in our lives in our 40s, I mean, you there's no way that you could have told me, well, when I was 11, I knew I was passionate about the medical field. I mean, or
Yeah, no,
whatever.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's just not
yeah,
what I would have expected, but maybe.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. It's funny, um, I in whatever you and I do, I know we both believe in this. We want to better other people.
Oh yeah.
We do, and we want to help other people. We want to provoke thought. We want to facilitate growth,
Yeah.
and we do that through leadership. And it can be at any. I don't care about titles. You can be a leader at any, no
Yeah.
matter what your title is. Um, and I feel like, yeah, being in healthcare, of being in healthcare and in different positions in healthcare, um, I've learned that the faster you realize that it's not about you and it's about the patients and the residents and the other team members, the more successful your day is going to be, which will turn into weeks and months and years. And so I feel like, um, by being passionate about others,
Yeah.
right, you can take that professional and
Yeah.
secular
Yeah.
in life. Um, I feel like you can be successful, yeah, when it's not about us.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're passionate about other people and helping other people, that we can be successful. Yeah.
So devil's advocate.
Okay.
So what would you say to somebody that's a successful business person that has built a success on pretty much betting on himself, that
Hmm.
really really got passionate about really just making money, not about anything else? How would you describe to them, or how would you tell their story about being passionate when really and truly that's probably their vision was not about serving other people, because they're just as passionate and successful as anyone else, or in their eyes they would say that.
Hmm. I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, I mean, what we're talking about is having passion to serve others and help others and
Yeah.
lead others to be successful.
Mhm.
I believe that there's people out there that are self-made that we're passionate about. Really, at the end of the day, it's just making another dollar, and unfortunately, they're probably not helping anyone. And so, I mean, not all of them. I'm not going to say everybody,
Right. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm saying
I would.
how would you tell them, hey, like how would you tell them otherwise? Like you're not really. We're saying that it's about leading others, and he would say,
Mhm.
"Well, I was successful on my own."
I would say, yeah, I agree. I feel like you were successful, and there's nothing wrong with that being
Yeah.
successful. Do I believe in the term self-made? No, because I feel like God
Oh
controls
yeah.
all of us. But I would hope that um, somewhere at some moment it wasn't um, self-centered. That it was about at some point. I
Yeah.
would assume it was about helping others.
Yeah.
Now maybe somewhere along the journey, maybe it became about X, Y, and Z. And I feel like, um, I guess me. I mean, I would feel like that's okay because I know at some point, or I believe at some point, um, you got to pay the tax,
Yeah.
right? I feel like at some point, God will put them in a situation to where they might have to be refocused and rearranged a little bit to maybe to possibly remember that it's really not us doing it. It's God's work that has allowed us to become
Yeah.
what some of us might define self-made. That's I think that's kind of tough. I mean, that's a good devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because I think that's a lot of people. I mean, you look at some people that are very um, super passionate, but I think that along the way, like you said, it probably could have started with, "I'm going to use this to help X, Y, Z," and along the way, it just became more about making them positioned on the mountain, so to speak, and not
Hmm.
help those in positions where they're in a position to help lots of people, and they
Hmm.
do that.
Yeah, and it's tough. I mean, we it could. There's just so much to it to be being in a leadership role, or to have a leadership title, or to be in a position to where you can not only help drive the vision but drive the passion towards the vision in order to for everybody to be successful. Because I feel like with the more team members you have and the larger ones, I've been responsible for 5, 12, 40 something, 100 and something. And I in my early days with those small teams, I learned being more of a boss and driving um, vision without passion. One, you're going to wear yourself out.
Yeah,
Two, you're going to get rid of great team members that had a lot of potential. Three, you become a boss and not a leader. And that's when I learned that you have to come off the mountain and meet them, right?
yeah,
Meet the team where we are,
yeah,
right? Just pretty much, what I've learned in life, death to ego, like
yeah,
be ego,
yeah,
like we're nobody, like don't care,
yeah,
don't care.
yeah,
And so, death to ego, come off the mountain, meet the team where they are, um, and really look at them as humans.
yeah,
And as elementary as that sounds, um, I've had to learn that over the past 16, 17 years
yeah,
in healthcare, and to really don't look at them as what HR calls us, right? HR is human
yeah,
resources, which is so horrible to way to
yeah,
look at us, right? That's
yeah,
the way you look at it. Not to look at them as human resources, but really as people.
yeah,
And to our, Brent may be passionate about spreadsheets, and Spencer may be passionate about Word, and Susie Q may be passionate about PowerPoints or whatever. And putting all those passions together towards the vision, we're gonna facilitate growth and facilitate the success that it takes.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not about us. And again, I learned that the hard way. The faster that you realize it's not about you, no matter what the your title is, it's not about you,
Yeah.
and it's just not. It's more of a leadership, and using your passion to help lead is about outreach. It's not about inreach. It's about outreach and meeting the team where they are and yeah, helping them grow.
Yeah, I was teaching earlier today about like you can be aggressive when it is about passion, and you need to be careful that you're not aggressive because of judgment.
Right.
Like you said, like if you have that boss mentality, your first instinct is to be, snorting and snarling against somebody because of what they're lacking at that time, instead of seeing, like you said, the potential of what they could be. Whereas I think you can be aggressive with people when they understand it's coming from a place of, I'm very passionate about this thing and us being successful in this. And so we can go ahead and I can speak into that, and I can be very persuasive, and I can speak a lot more heavier that way. But I think a lot of times if you're not careful, you can get lost in that place of aggression for the sake of you as a person is not stacking up, and you're keeping us from where, and really, I don't know, pounding them down instead of building them up to a place.
Right. Okay. And to piggyback off that,
Yeah.
life hack, spoiler alert, nobody, if you're in the position of leadership, spoiler alert, nobody is ever going to be as passionate about X, Y, and Z as you are. They're
Yeah.
just not going to be. They're not. They're not. You're in that position for a reason. They are where they are for a reason,
Yeah.
right? They are never going to be able to meet. If I am at a 5,000, I cannot get mad at Susie Q because she's rolling at a 3,212. I can't, right? Because that will make
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
become
Yeah.
aggressive and to become, more of a boss and not as a leader. And so the faster that we as leaders learn that whatever we're passionate about and whatever we're growing, that it's just not going to be met,
Yeah.
by others, the faster that we'll realize like it's okay, and we will not act out.
Yeah.
To where when I was younger, I'd be like, why do these people not get this? Why are they not here
Yeah.
Sunday through Sunday? I don't get it why they're not here. And I never understood people that just work 8 to 5 and they don't answer emails after 5 or 5:01. I've never understood that.
Yeah.
I used to be that guy, and sometimes I am still. When somebody comes to me and says, "Well, can I have a day off?" and I'm like, "Well, you already have Saturday and Sunday off. What do you mean?" Right? That's so
Yeah.
bad of me. But
Yeah.
I've been that guy in the past, and that's not right.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this is being recorded. It's not right. Okay, got that. But yeah, life hack is they're not going to be, they're not ever going to meet you at your level, and that's not a dig on them.
Yeah.
It's just they're just not. And the faster you realize
Yeah.
that, yeah,
But I think it also flips on to, I mean, we've been talking through this whole thing, is that at some point you have to quit talk. You can't say it enough. You have to embody it. You have to just live that passion out. And I think that speaks more volumes than you trying to pound something in for someone to understand.
hmm
Because, like, for me, there are things that I work on that have to be super detailed, and some people are not detailed oriented. They're just like, this is big picture, da da da. But like for me, I'm like, what, we have to have this in place so that it functions the way. But if I make that a priority about me, and I'm always looking at that, then other people that see me can go, okay, yeah, like this is important. This is why he spends so much time in this and that. And I think that that's more important. And I'm taking this from a contextual place of faith, is that it does no good, like you said, it does no good for me to go stand on the corner with a sign telling everybody, you know what, you're going to hell because of this or whatever. But the way that I try to live life every single day, and me and my wife talk about this, how I am with you on this podcast, or eating when we go eat, or if I'm in the grocery store, if I'm at home with my kids or wherever, I am the same person. Like there's no change. There's no so, shocker if, I mean, I'm gonna be human. There's things that happen that I might get upset about, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like I embody everything that I believe and that I'm passionate about. And that's everywhere I go. I don't want to be somebody different for whoever. I don't care if you are, I don't know who you think you are, whoever that may be. I'm gonna be me. And you could be the most famous person on the face of the planet, but I'm still just gonna be me because, like you
Mhm.
said, like you're a person like me. You maybe work to that position as well, and that's great for you. But I'm not. I'm embodying what I truly believe in, what I'm passionate about, and hopefully, especially from a faith standpoint, maybe hopefully that will change you. And if I do say something, if I use my words, hopefully they go, well, he's not just saying this. I see this out of him 24/7.
Right.
And I
Right.
think that again, that comes from a difference between a boss and a leader. A boss, it's easy for him to hide behind the big desk in the door and tell everybody else how to do it when they're not doing
Mhm.
it themselves. Whereas a leader has to get in the dirt of it all and go, this is me and this is what I do. This is who I am, but this is also what I do. And so I think it's important that I think that's a big difference between a boss and a leader too, and
Mhm. Yeah.
embody it. So
And I think that's the big difference that will drive the success of the vision.
yeah, yeah.
I agree.
Well, we'll probably bring this one to a close, but I mean, if anybody's listening, and I think the biggest thing is that we need a world full of more leaders and less people standing on the sidelines trying to tell everybody else how to do it instead of thinking that you are the most important person in the room. Get in the
Yeah, because we're not.
middle of it.
And if you are, then yeah. And I tell everybody this in the meeting. Hey, if I'm the smartest person in the room, then we're
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
it's gonna take all of us, right? It's
All right.
going to take all of us to where if you're high level and somebody else is a little more micro level, that's great because it's going to take both of us.
Yeah,
And it's just um, that's something that I'm really passionate about right now because we have a young team. We are rebuilding the team,
yeah,
and I said it on Thursday or Friday morning in a team meeting, like, hey, look around because this is it,
yeah,
and don't throw a rock over there, and don't throw a rock over here, and I'm not going to throw a rock. If we provide feedback, that's great. It's not coming out. We're not attacking you,
yeah,
but it's just that we're like, this is it. This is it. We all know the vision, so we have to get together. And I I it just takes all of us, and it takes all of us to have that passion in order to see the vision fulfilled.
yeah,
Um, Sometimes if you come in on a Monday and you're at a 26 and I'm at a 300 because I did drink my coffee,
yeah,
then I am going to hope that my passion is contagious to all the other team members in order to get that day um, filled and get this and get the patients and residents served
yeah,
because it's always about others. It's not about us. And I feel like if you want to be happy, then it's about helping others and making others happy, and in that we'll become happy too. Yeah, it's just having a passion to help.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Whatever you can. I mean, if you're great at a screwdriver and I'm great at hammering, together we'll get something done,
yeah.
right?
We'll do.
But hmm I don't know.
Yeah.
I can ramble on about it, but I don't want to
Oh
bore
no, you're
everybody.
good. No, you're good.
We'll
No,
cut this
I
one
mean, and
short.
I mean, yeah, we'll end this, but I mean, it's just like you said. I think not only to lead well, but to walk with others, to walk side by side in order to accomplish. Because you and me together doing it is going to accomplish way more than just me sitting by here and kind of leaning into just the few minor things that I'm good at.
Hmm.
It takes all of us to do it and do it well.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
so. Well, we're gonna finish this one up. We're gonna wrap it up, and then we've got another one coming next week, but we're so grateful for you to listen. Hopefully this has helped you. Hopefully you have something passionate about it. Make some comments to tell Spencer your favorite coffee and see if he'll at least try it. So thanks for tuning in to the Prize Fight Podcast. You can watch on YouTube, all the audio platforms, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Have a great week. We'll see you later.